Drum roll.
That was
We
pretty cool, man.
are.
That was a cool little beat there. I like that one, the little generic one.
It's weird. I don't have any sound on my end. I just see the video of it, but there's no sound.
Oh, there was definitely sound, and it was much louder than your voice, what caught me off guard. I was like, man, I just blasted my eardrums out a little bit, but it's okay.
I guess a good thing I couldn't hear it then. All right, so tonight is February 5th,
What?
2024. Tonight we're talking about the Black Knight satellites.
Black Knight satellite conspiracy theory.
Does it exist or does it not? That's the question.
Is it space junk or is it something more?
Something more ominous, perhaps?
Something more ominous, something more observing, if you will, maybe watching, keyword. Um, the Watchers. I don't know.
Well, there's
I wish I
different
would have finished that
conspiracies.
documentary.
I need to start that one. Yep, different theories say that it's been here for tens of thousands of years, and that it's transmitting a radio signal. Some say that's complete nonsense. Others say it is, but who knows?
Right. Like, what is the? That's obviously the same thing that happens with everything. Some people say it's complete nonsense. Some people, like we were just talking about ancient history and ancient cultures and whatnot. There's obviously a huge debate, and anybody who comes up with anything new or tries to explain something automatically gets attacked. Um, but I did find it interesting reading about this for sure. Um, because I
Good
had
fact.
honestly before Billy Carson like shared this little video about it. I had no idea. I've never even heard of it before. I think it was like a few months ago, and I know I mentioned that dude a lot. But
Hmm.
so what the Black Knights, the conspiracy theory is that the Black Knight satellite conspiracy holds that there is a 13,000-year-old spy satellite or spaceship orbiting Earth. It's
Hmm.
interesting. It is said that NASA astronauts have inspected the satellite, but only a few people on the planet know of its existence. Beyond this, it's difficult to discern one cohesive theory as its existence of this satellite, and most argue that it's merely a myth made up of disparate, unrelated stories. So, what do
Hmm.
you think the origins of this are?
I think it goes back to Tesla
It
actually
does.
detecting radio waves or signal while he was working on one of his towers or something.
Right. He said, I think it was in 1899, according to this, he he declared to the world that he intercepted a message from aliens. So this is
Hmm.
a highly respected scientist who invented essentially free energy or rediscovered it, if you will. And the Serbian American physicist and electrical engineer recounted to various newspapers that he had been conducting unrelated wireless power experiments in a purpose built tower at his home in Colorado Springs. That's when he stated he had received radio signals, which he interpreted as the greeting of one planet to another, according to the 1901 article he wrote in Collier's Weekly. Hmm, intriguing.
Very
He
interesting
said,
indeed.
he said in 1923, he told the Albany Telegram that he was the most likely source of this was intelligent life on Mars, and hypothesized that the message was numerical, stating that I believe the Martians use numbers to communicate because numbers are universal. Interesting, man.
Yes. Math
A
is
super
said to be
smart dude.
universal. Oh, yes.
Hmm.
Now the question is, where did it come from? Any ideas?
No, I mean I think this argument in this article that I've been reading is arguing that it could have came from the Black Knight satellite. Um, and I guess that's part of the what is given this conspiracy like momentum, I guess. But
Hmm.
I mean, it could be anything, dude. Radio waves, like it could be from extraterrestrials that are out there. Like again, I'm we anybody who's watched knows that I'm a firm believer that clearly that there's no way we're the only ones in this
Oh yeah.
universe.
I
Like
mean, even I've got video of UFOs myself, so I know they're out there,
like
or at least something's out there.
if the universe is as expansive as we've been told, if there is more beyond this earth, which again, that's that's a whole nother thing within itself. I definitely believe that the possibilities remain infinite, and that means there's probably humans out in space. You know what I mean? Like, I choose to believe that.
But they do say that we do not originate from Earth, so it's possible that our origins are off planet.
But that's just from the book you just bought, right? You were just telling
Yeah.
me about that one.
Yep. It's the I already took the link down. Basically, it's about a theory that humans are not from Earth. And it's by, what did I say, Ellis Silver? It should be getting here the next couple of days. I'm going to read into it, maybe do a show on it, and see what we can find out about that stuff.
That's actually a pretty common theory now because like we can't find like the missing link or whatever, where we got from point A to point B from was it Cro-Magnon to Homo sapiens sapien.
Mm.
There's no way to account for that jump, and that's one of the holes in evolution that people pick apart when they say that evolution is flawed. Like, I think that our understanding of evolution is flawed. I think evolution obviously exists as you can see it in animals,
Oh, yeah.
but it's much slower and it does not account for how we became how we became. So I think that it's a hybrid issue. I think that we are both from here and not from here, if you will. I think we were genetically modified, and that's the whole story from the Bible, and that's where it really came from, is that we're genetic hybrids, but made in their image, right?
Right. And that's the interesting thing about that, too, is that we just don't know. And we are the only species on the planet that don't fit.
Nope, and we have like an invasive species on this planet, to be honest. Like, like if we remained hunter gatherers, we would live in harmony with nature. Now we don't live in a sustainable manner where we can coexist on this planet forever. It's not possible. Like eventually we're going to run out of space or kill each other, one of the two, because we've not been able to live in harmony. Like,
Mm.
there's hunter gatherer cultures down in the Amazon that still exist today, and their way of life has been remained intact. They live in harmony with nature. Like, obviously, we would consider them savages by whatever you want to call it, our terms or civilization terms. But I don't know. I think that we're the savages personally, but
No doubt.
always have
No
been.
doubt. It's like they
Back
said
to
in the
this.
Matrix, even. We're more like a virus than anything else. We spread, use up all the resources, then move on and do the same thing somewhere else.
Well, that's exactly where my idea just came from when I was telling you about like we're like an invasive species. That's exactly from the Matrix, like a
Mm-hmm.
virus. You know what I mean? And as soon as AI becomes conscious, it's going to destroy us,
Uh,
just like that movie. But
oh, yeah, sure.
um, so back to the Black Knight satellite. The scientific community has since offered numerous naturally occurring explanations for Tesla's signals, most notably that they were emitted by spinning neutron stars or pulsars. Signals from pulsars are detectable from Earth, but were only discovered in 1967. There is no evidence that Tesla ever mentioned the idea of the Black Knight satellite, nor did he ever intimated intimated the concept of the spaceship orbiting Earth, let alone one with the purpose of intelligence gathering. However, this is usually hailed as the starting point for this conspiracy theory or mystery. It's interesting, yeah, because he apparently never mentioned it. But
Mm-hmm.
wonder how those two got connected. You know what I mean? Maybe he discovered something, and people in the intelligence community or whistleblowers knew that, and that's how these two got linked up. It's probably the most likely case. Is a lot of conspiracy theories or whatever you want to call it, like they have credible sources. There's a lot of different ones with credible sources. You got whistleblowers that are risking their entire careers coming out and saying, "Hey, this is what I seen." people that have
Mm-hmm.
testified in front of Congress. But no matter how many people do it, no matter how many people are like, this is actually what happened on my life, a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
won't believe it because the government's going to have to come out and be like, yeah, this is what happened. And even then, people are still not going to freaking believe it, just like with UFOs now. But
I mean, they've even come out and told us they exist. There's footage released by the Pentagon showing UFOs are real, and people still don't believe it.
yeah, so I'm with it. Like, if UFOs do 100% exist, which I mean, I've believed for a long time, I do believe that this is probably a extraterrestrial satellite that is observing Earth, keeping an eye on us, making sure we don't destroy one another or go too far with certain types of technology. Who knows what it's actually for? But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a coincidence that, when we started testing nuclear weapons, that's when a lot of the UFO activity started really, really coming into the light because, there's people that have testified that said they started showing up over military bases, especially the ones that had possessed nuclear weapons, and like they were powering down their equipment. There's,
Yeah.
the Roswell crash, all of this after we started testing nuclear weapons. And a lot of the whistleblowers have said it's because they don't want us to destroy one another. We are in possession of technology and going to repeat mistakes of the past. But
Yeah. Well, it's like when it said when we first split the atom that it sent out some sort of a signal they detected, and
mhm.
that's what got their attention. There's actual videos of these test missiles being shot off, and UFOs I've seen flying around them, shooting little beams at them, disabling
Mhm.
the nukes. I mean,
And no, this stuff, it's crazy because it sounds insane because it's hard to wrap your mind around it, and it's one of those things that, like, where did I was actually watching something from Billy Carson. He said that if UFOs ever actually, if aliens reveal themselves to us, you're going to have two types of people. You're going to have the people that, say that they're from the Bible, the demons. You know what I mean? These are the legions of demons that are coming
they're
down to
saying that
try to take
now.
us. Dude, yeah, exactly. That's honestly what it's going to have. And then you're going to have people who embrace. You're going to have people who embrace it with open arms. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, more than likely, people are going to be like, "Oh, these are the demons sent." But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's a tough
But
one.
that's exactly what they already say. That aliens are basically demons or the fallen angels.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? I mean, is that the truth? Are they? I mean, are they actually terrestrial? Yeah, can't talk tonight. Extraterrestrial. Are they terrestrial? Actually from the Earth or inside or interdimensional or demonic forces? Or are they
It's hard to
aliens?
say. I think that our idea, personally, I think our idea of what is evil, what is good, and what is demonic, what is heavenly, I think that is all completely flawed and skewed by our limited understanding of these holy books. And that's the truth. And I think that the churches have run with that idea that, you know, the devil is going to come get you if you don't come to me every Sunday. And there's really no proof of that. No proof at all. There's no proof that the devil is going to come and take you away. There's no proof that demons are coming to take you away. There's proof that negative forces exist, absolutely. But as far as like going to go burn in hell for eternity, like there's not. To me, there's not a shred of proof about that. But doesn't mean
Right.
I don't believe in God. You know what I mean?
Right.
I
Yeah. And
think
that's
that
the
people are just scared, and churches capitalize on the fear.
well, it's one big fear tactic, as we've been saying before. But the Black Knight satellite, there are grainy pictures that have been released showing that it's up in orbit. Some people
Mm-hmm.
say it's actually debris from like a spacewalk, or that it's some sort of part that's something that broke off from the International Space Station. That it's not actually a satellite. Others say it is, but I guess it's so high up we had no way of actually getting up there and seeing it ourselves.
Right. What is it? A photo that was taken in 1998 that is seen as conclusive evidence for the Dark Knight satellite, Black Knight satellite. It's a murky image of a silhouette of unintended shape, said to be the photo of the Black Knight itself. I don't know why it repeated itself. But the photo in question is STS 088 724 66. Probably could put that in Google.
And it's the same one I used in the thumbnail for this video.
Right. Yeah, it's the same one.
Actually, can I put it up here real quick? Under my thumbnail. Hang out one sec. Ah, here we go. It should be popping up here in a moment.
I do find it
There.
intriguing that the time that it gives is 13,000 years, because that was according to what is it the Ancient Apocalypse show I was just watching. That is almost exactly when the last like apocalypse event will happen, like the flood and the end of the last ice age or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. It's
So is it a
interesting
remnant of a
dates.
previous civilization that we sent up there ourselves? Yeah.
It could be. It could be. You know, maybe the Bible wasn't full of crap when it's talking about omniscient. You know what I mean? Omnipotent, all-seeing God. What if this this satellite has been watching us the whole time, and that's what that means? But that's reach there. Obviously, I'm just throwing stuff out there. But
Who knows? It's still very interesting though, is that there's not much concrete information showing that it exists other than
right,
conspiracies, but it all started from a radio wave that was detected by Tesla. And I wonder if there's a way I could detect that radio wave. What kind of equipment would I need?
I
I don't know
mean,
where
he
to
was
start.
according to this, he was testing his wireless energy thing, the Tesla coil or whatever it was, and the stuff that was all whisked away and hidden from us because we needed to keep that hidden. So again, for all those in the world that don't believe that this kind of tech exists, Nikola Tesla had this stuff. This was in 1900 that he had
Mm-hmm.
this. We haven't needed regular electricity from the way we've been doing it since then. We've been able to pull energy from the atmosphere or the ionosphere of the Earth since then. So,
Yeah.
but what happens then? You can't control that. Can't control that. You can't force people to go to work just to pay their freaking light bill. You know what I mean? If everybody had access to free
Well, you
energy
can't
technology,
charge for
easy stuff.
free. You can't
Right.
charge for free. And that's the thing. They say that the route we took instead of Tesla's route set us back hundreds of years
Mm-hmm.
from where we should be right now.
It's the same old story, man. The rich get richer, the poor stay poor. Like slavery just changed forms. You know what I mean? All of us on this planet. I was reading something and said that this world was actually a prison planet. That was the video you just shared me earlier.
Yes, I've heard that term several times too.
Mm-hmm.
Prison planet. We might make a video of that in itself. What is the prison planet? What's the purpose? The conspiracy behind that is that reptilians use a technology that when we die, recycle our souls so they can continue to feed off of the
Right.
fear given off.
I mean, that makes sense to me. So another part of this theory is after Tesla, the Dark Knight conspiracy is made up of a series of unrelated scientific findings and pseudo-scientific conjecture. I like that word, pseudo-scientific. I always use that in anybody who thinks outside the box or questions the status quo as pseudoscience. Often related to radio signals, in 1927, a Norwegian civil engineer and ham radio hobbyist called Jorgen Hals reported receiving strange responses to his ham radio signals. Hals reportedly saw these as deriving from aliens. Interesting, Hals may have made a scientific discovery in his observations, but not one that he thought. He might have been the first person to hear what is known as long delayed echoes, LDEs. I have no idea what that is. Long
Me
delayed
either.
echoes. The next often cited work is the science fiction author Duncan Lunan, an amateur astronomer in 1973. Lunan researched the phenomenon of LDEs, there's that word again, and posited that they were intelligent transmissions from a probe originated in the Epsilon Boots, citing that Stanford University's professor Bracewell's theory of alien probes known as Bracewell probes. He believed that such a probe had been hidden behind the moon for some 13,000 years.
Hmm. Same time frame as this satellite, right?
This is what it's talking. I think this is like more of the connecting the dots between these different stories.
What it
Supposed
sounds like.
sighting.
Can you see the picture I put up there?
Yeah, I can see it. I was reading.
Make it larger.
I definitely, it's, yeah, we have to make that one way bigger for me to see it. My screen's all small right now.
There you go.
Prison Planet. I don't know about that. Maybe we made it that way. Mm, probably. What if the truth has been hidden from us on purpose though? The truth is hidden from all humanity on purpose, and the true story of our, not only our origins but who we really are and what we're really capable of. What if that's been hidden from us for, forever? We're forced to work menial jobs, paying the government 40% of our wages, so all these
Mm-hmm.
people get, I don't know where I'm going with this, but I think
Mm-hmm.
that the truth is being hidden from us on purpose. Prison
Well,
planet.
it's
It's
like we
true.
said before in an old video that basically we work more than we live.
Hmm. And granted, I'm with it. Like, I know that this system, you can get lucky, you can work hard, you can get out of this daily grind, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it makes it incredibly difficult. Look at people who are, grow up in like urban areas like Chicago, for example. I have friends that lived in Chicago and they paid like $2,500 to live in the hood, man. For a single bedroom apartment, they were paying like $2,500. You go to the gas station, it was like $18 for a pack of cigarettes. Like, they make it to where people can't escape these areas.
Oh yeah.
And it's crazy to me, dude. I don't know. It's like that all over the place, reality, but you don't really see that unless you live in that area. Like if you're
Well,
living
it's
a sheltered life
everywhere.
and you've grown up rich, you're not going to see all this crap.
It's like I said here, where I'm at, rent here where I am now is now comparable to up there in Seattle where you are. The only thing that's cheaper here now is housing, but rent's comparable. One bedroom here
I
is looking
mean,
about $1,200 a month.
I pay. My mom was actually just looking at a place, and she's like 1250 for a freaking one bedroom, dude. That's insane. I pay $2,000.
Jesus,
$2,000, man.
money
It's
man over here.
crazy.
Let me get a loan.
Yeah, yeah. You know where I work, sir. I'm not making the big bucks, buddy.
And you're welcome.
Hmm. Always got to hang it over my head. He trained you, sir.
It's like we said, it was
That's,
meant to
that's
be
why I don't
that
give a
if I
fuck about
hadn't
this
trained
job. That's
you,
why. I'm just kidding.
if you weren't my
25.
trainee, we never would have started talking and stuff.
God. It's funny how
I
the
mean,
universe works like that. I've talked to you
what are
about
the
that since the
odds?
beginning. 2,500. My God. Whew.
Oh Jesus!
And what's
I
crazy is
mean,
because I know this person. I know she's paying that by herself. That's crazy.
she ain't working when we working.
Yeah, she does, bro. She
Yeah,
does
really?
work. We work. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Suffering.
I'm so sorry. Now, which
Yeah, it's
airport?
all good,
I mean,
man.
which
Same one.
location? Where
Works
at?
at checkpoint 3.
That's where I was at before.
Mm-hmm.
Now where I'm at, we only have one checkpoint.
God. So, what is your thoughts, man? What is your final thoughts on whether or not this is a real thing or if this is just a made up bogus?
Well, I think there's a truth to everything, even if it's minor. I think there's something to it, even if it's not exactly what they're letting out. Even if it's not the Black Knight satellite, I do think we're being observed by something.
Yep. I couldn't find enough. I bet he was a shit training.
They did pretty good. I give him props. I mean, look,
God.
you've already surpassed me. Doing something right.
That's a legendary trainee, by first of all. Anyway.
It's true.
Anyway. So I do agree there. I think that there's definitely some truth. Obviously you should take everything with a grain of salt, but I think if they're gonna say that UFOs are real, I don't see any reason why this couldn't be real. I don't see any, like, what's the purpose of it? I don't
Hmm.
know. Maybe to keep an eye on us so we don't kill ourselves, or who knows? Maybe they're gonna let us kill ourselves.
Maybe don't want the planet.
Maybe it's a nuclear weapon gonna blow us all up. Who knows? But
All it takes.
oh god, I said bad words. They're gonna shut us down now. Glitched. I don't know if y'all can hear me, but he is.
This is one, and everybody else is gonna fire
Oh,
theirs.
oh, damn! You went frozen, sir. Internet. It's starting to shut us down because we're talking shit.
I'm sorry. It's not real. It's all fake. All right, you having it?
Oh my god.
That's the first time I've
Anybody
lost
that's
signal, though,
watching,
so I
man, what do
guess.
you guys believe? You think it's a real thing, or you think it's just some kind of a conspiracy theory nonsense?
Let us know in those comments.
Talking about the Black Knight satellite, UFOs. I don't know, man. Think it's
Either way, that's about all we
some
got on the
people are shit.
subject for now, anyway.
That's about all I got, bro. I couldn't like it's without watching. So I'm gonna watch this documentary. I might talk about it later, and maybe touch back on the next episode. But the there's a lot of like eyewitness and whistleblower testimony that dude, this shit is locked up. Like I couldn't find it. I looked hard, long and hard today. Long and hard, God. Immature.
Yeah, I'm gonna bite my tongue on that one. That's what she said.
Oh my God. You didn't bite your tongue. Anyway, I couldn't find anything more than what I found today, but I did want to talk about the Ancient Apocalypse show. If anybody needs something
Okay.
to watch, jump on that and watch it. It's on Netflix, and it's talking about it's Graham Hancock. I don't know if anybody knows who that is, but you should because he's a genius. I watched it because I've been seeing a lot of people hate on it, and try to debunk the idea. But what Graham Hancock is a journalist, and what he does is he actually goes to all these different places. You can't talk about a monument, and say that you know everything about it, or just based on what you've read when you've never gone and see it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You can. Why not? Everybody's looking to the skies, too busy grinding. And
I will
that's
say this.
another good point.
I will say this for myself. Every time I walk outside, the first thing I do is look at the sky. Every time.
And
Just
bro,
in
like
case.
honestly speaking, in the cities and whatnot, you can't even see the sky, dude. Like
Oh
you
yeah, the
can't.
light pollution.
With all the light pollution, you can't see it. And I think that every single ancient culture in the entire world, all over the planet, revered the stars and mapped out constellations with monuments. And now we've cut off that source. Like we should have a freaking day, every once in a while, everybody turns off all the lights. Obviously, out in the country, you don't have this problem, but I think a lot of these, in the big cities, a lot of people are essentially cut off from that. And I think maybe I don't know, it's part of the plan, if you will, but who knows?
Well, lucky for you, you're not far from the mountains. You just drive out there and take a good look at the
No,
sky.
dude. And when we did, so we went to go out to see that meteor shower last summer. And when you go out there and actually, when you haven't seen it in a long time, it doesn't even look real. Like
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't, it's crazy to me. It's like magnificent. I don't know how many stars are actually out there. Like not even single inch of the sky is not filled with like crazy
Yeah.
amounts of stars and activity. But
When I went to Sunrise that time and did my astrophotography, I got tons of stars. You can see the Milky Way and everything with your naked eye.
yeah, it's
Amazing.
wild. You can see it erupting out of Mount Rainier. That's what the last time we were there, we seen it. But
Don't say erupt. That's a volcano.
yeah, oh well. I hope it erupts while I'm out there so I freaking don't have to go to work tomorrow. But
Take me with you. And I got to go to work tomorrow. It's my Monday.
me too, man.
It's pretty
But
bad we
anyway,
choose death over work, right?
doesn't matter where I worked. I've always hated it, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Anyway, my friend, I'm gonna jump off here and go put these kids to bed.
All right. We'll catch you next week, man.
You have a wonderful evening.
You
Many
too.
blessings.
Is he gone? Okay. He's gone. Anyway, we're wrapping up tonight. Tonight's episode was the Black Knight satellite, as you can see in the image right here. We're going to wrap up. Come back next week, same time, same place, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 Pacific. I don't know what the topic will be, but I will let you know when I create the schedule here and post it on the Facebook page. And we'll continue next week. And thanks for watching. If you haven't already, give it a like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll catch you guys next week. Later.